So you just broke up with your ex, and now you're back on the market and you want to start meeting people through dating apps like Tinder and Bumble. Or you're in school and now all of your classes are online, so you're forced to have to reach out to people via social media, texting, or email. Or maybe you're just bored as fuck during quarantine like I am, and you need to get yourself out there to mingle with people to make the time go by faster. Look, whatever it may be, you clicked on this video because you're tired of being scared. You're done with being an introvert who's either too shy or gets too anxious right when you want to start a conversation with someone you never met. And to that I say, you're not alone. Everyone is shy. That's why when you go on YouTube and you see videos with titles like how to gain confidence or how to talk to people, how to make friends, have millions of views and comments, because there are people out there just like you who are looking for the same thing. Confidence. So many self-help books and gurus on YouTube will tell you that confidence is key. If you want that girl, you gotta have confidence. Or only the most confident people in the world are the most successful. Or you can sell anything to anyone if you have confidence. But all of that is so ridiculous because that's not even teaching me anything. Like, okay, so if I have this thing called confidence, then I could basically rule the fucking world. Well, thanks, Captain Obvious, no shit. But how do I get it then? Like, people really make it seem like confidence is this like innate trait that you're born with. Like, either you got it or you don't. Alright, well, I'm here to tell you that that's all bullshit. The truth about confidence is that it all comes from familiarity. When you're in a familiar environment, you'll feel safe, secure, and confident. But in an unfamiliar situation, you'll feel nervous, scared, you'll freeze, and you'll be unsure of what to do or say. I think the secret to gaining confidence in anything is repetition and repeated attempts. So think of any profession. Let's use sales as an example. So my dad claims he's an introvert. It was well known that he had trouble sparking up a conversation with a random person. Well, he started his journey of selling life insurance a couple years ago. And when he started, he thought this job just wasn't for him, right? Because it required you to have to go up to strangers, start up a conversation to sell your product. But it wasn't until recently where he gained the confidence to go up to any person at any time in any place to not only open the conversation, but also close the conversation and walk out with a sale. By the way, this is the same guy who claimed he was an introvert. But that took him 2 years of constant rejection, trial and error, and coming up with unique ways to approach someone before he finally became comfortable and familiar with that environment and field to the point where now it's a piece of cake for him. Even though my dad experienced a ton of failures, rejections, and even humiliation, it was all needed because it was just the act of putting himself in those uncomfortable situations and getting familiar with them that ultimately made him more confident. Some of my friends who claim it's impossible to go up to women and ask for a number claim it's because they lack confidence. Which is true, but they don't understand why they lack the confidence. I think it really stems from two things. Growing up, they didn't have much experience talking to women, and they're not talkative in nature. And now that I think about it, that's so true because personally, I never woke up one day and gained the confidence to become who I am. It was through my own set of repeated attempts. I want to say since first or second grade, basically my entire academic career. Let's just go with that. I was more focused on meeting other kids, making new friends, and being a class clown than actually paying attention and getting good grades. So while everybody else was busy studying, I was going through my own set of failures and rejections, conversing with people. But I just never realized at the time that it was all a learning lesson. So technically, for all those years, I was already practicing. So if the key to picking up women is confidence, and gaining that confidence all comes down to familiarity and repeated attempts, then the solution is to talk to as many women as possible. Look, you're gonna face rejection along the way, but you just brush it off and don't let it affect you because remember, if you watch my last video on rejection, you would know that rejection is all a numbers game. You get better as you move upward in numbers all through trial and error. You're gaining that familiarity by constantly doing it. It's all about repetition, guys. Whether in a sport, a video game, picking up women, or a sales job, it all comes down to those repeated attempts because that's what's gonna make you eventually numb to the rejection, the failure, the judgment, and the fear. Just remember, the more you do something, the more confident you become in it. Now, once you become familiar with talking to people, walking up to a girl at a bar or going up to a group of strangers to introduce yourself will become second nature. Get out of your own head. We never give ourselves a chance to go up to someone because we're so afraid of being judged and humiliated, but how come you never took a minute to just think, maybe you are interesting? Every human on this planet has their own unique experiences, hobbies, tastes, and passions, and there are people out there that are eager to want to know about them and share their own interests with you. But you never get to that point because all the negative and damaging self-talk that goes on in your head stops you from ever trying. All you need to do to strike up a conversation with someone is to be genuinely interested and want to know something about them. If you went up to a stranger and you simply asked him, "Hey man, I love your suit. what do? You just showed your interest in wanting to get to know this person while also giving a compliment and opening up the opportunity to chat. I emphasized this in my other video on how to start a conversation with anyone. People love talking about themselves, man. Like, they want to be heard. He'll appreciate it. He'll respond back. And in that sense, you could follow up with, oh, that's actually really cool, man. How's it like in that job? It doesn't matter what you start the conversation with, as long as you're just being sincere. That genuineness will show and people will appreciate it. Now, whether the interaction keeps going or dies early doesn't matter, because you just had a conversation. You just took that first big step in familiarizing yourself with conversing with somebody. What used to be scary, unknown, unplanned, and unpredictable is now fun. You just learned something about someone, and look at that, you even made a new friend. And now you could take that knowledge and experience and apply it to the next person, and then the next person, and next thing you know, you'll be in a mental space where you could go up to anybody and spark up a conversation. Now seriously, take a moment and picture yourself in the near future where a lack of confidence was a thing of the past, and talking to people is as easy as riding a bike. It changed your life. You ended up meeting your soulmate because you weren't afraid to message them. Or you made $1 million in sales because you weren't afraid of approaching your next customer. Or maybe you've just made some new friends that you love and couldn't have imagined a life without. You're more confident than ever. And it all started with the simple, hey. Yes, anyways guys, that's the full video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and remember, confidence really all comes down to familiarity, repeated attempts, and repetition. Just keep practicing at it, okay? Nobody's born with confidence, and if you hear anybody saying that or trying to sell you a course saying that confidence is something that's an innate trait, it's bullshit, alright? Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, make sure you guys share the video to anybody who needs this advice, and yeah, my name is Akhil Nova. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.